Hello, I've been riding the Street 750, Harley-Davidson's new entry-level cruiser. It's already in sale in other parts of Europe, and now it comes to the UK for £5,795 on the road, making it the cheapest Harley by £1,700. Harley's hoping to attract non-Harley riders, and there's a good reason why the Street 750 will. It's not like a traditional Harley. It's liquid-cooled, only the second Harley that is after the V-Rod. That helps it to be quieter and more free-revving than other Harleys. It's got a fairly natural riding position with your back straight. You're not bent forward to reach high bars. The pegs are a short distance ahead of the seat, not way out in front. It feels smaller than other Harleys, and it needs only a narrow street to do a U-turn in. Basically, it feels like a much more accessible machine to riders who aren't already Harley fanatics and probably just want a traditional looking normal motorcycle. It gets some minor updates for 2016, most notably a new Brembo front brake caliper on a slightly bigger disc, up from 292mm to 300mm. At 229 kilograms wet, it's the lightest machine in Harley's range, and I dare say probably the easiest to ride. From the way it pitched quickly into corners on the launch ride in Barcelona, I'd have guessed it was lighter still. The engine is punchy. A small blip of throttle sends it shooting through gaps like Arnie past the lorry in Terminator 2. Most of the fun to be had is from that mid-range wallop, with peak torque at 4,000 RPM. But it does keep pulling as revs climb in quite an un-Harley-like way until it hits a rev limiter. There's no rev counter, so you don't know where that rev limiter is. The seat is low at 710mm and it's soft and large with a bum-friendly concave profile. The pegs are widely spaced in typical cruiser style, and the distance between them and the seat is small. It's a bit like sitting on a low toilet. Generally, I was comfortable, but the riding position did give me occasional spasms of cramp, which I could only relieve by standing up at traffic lights. If you're over 6 foot, you might crave a bit more legroom. Maximum lean angle is 28.5 degrees according to Harley. It's enough to enjoy cornering without constantly worrying about running out of clearance. But optimum lean angle is within reach, and the reward is the sound of scraping pegs on the tarmac. Well, it would be, except it's not pegs that are scraping. The Street 750 has no hero blobs on the pegs. What touches down first is the rubber of the pegs, and it's followed almost instantly by another part of the motorcycle. On the right hand side, it's the exhaust heat shield. On the left hand side, it's the side stand bracket, which hits the road with a thunk. Hero blobs, they give you just a small margin of error, knowing that the folding pegs are going to allow you just a little bit more lean angle before anything else goes down. A solid side stand bracket doesn't, and it seems like an omission to not put hero blobs on a bike that grounds relatively easy. I suppose they would eat into the 28.5 degree lean angle. The suspension, preload adjustable twin shocks and a non-adjustable fork. It's soft, but it provides a nice and comfortable ride quality. The old front brake was criticised for lacking power in the US bike press. The new twin pot sliding Brembo caliper proved powerful enough to let me inadvertently and momentarily lock the front when braking for a corner on a winding hill road. Just a little skid as the tyre hit a bump, but enough to remind me that the Street 750 doesn't have ABS, even as an option. All new bikes sold in Europe over 125cc must have ABS by 2017 at the latest, so we can be confident of seeing an updated Street 750 this time next year. Close up, some of Harley's usual attention to styling detail seems to have been sacrificed. There's a bendy plasticky Harley badge on the tank, and it's difficult to imagine that on one of the more expensive models. But minor cosmetic complaints seem overall to be outweighed by the Street 750's proposition as a Harley that's cheap and easy to ride, to live with, to use every day as transport, even for novices, and it can be made A2 compliant with a restrictor kit. It's £300 cheaper than Kawasaki's middleweight cruiser, the Vulcan S, although the Kawasaki does come with ABS. For some riders though, the Harley badge is likely to represent a kind of authentic traditional character which a Kawasaki may struggle to emulate, even if the bike wearing the Harley badge isn't really that much like one.